talking about a girl who I'm going to be identifying as by the name of Jocelyn. Jocelyn was a regular college student, just like you and me. She actually went to Cyprus last semester. Well, one Friday night, Jocelyn decided it was a great idea to meet up with her friends and attend this party. And it started off like a regular Friday night. She met up at her friend's house and they started pre-gaming. Pre-gaming consists of consuming alcohol before attending the event you guys originally planned on going to. So they started by taking shots, and as soon as they got their head change or light buzz, they decided to drive to this party. And immediately after arrival, they started playing beer pong, taking shots, having fun, dancing with their friends. But Jocelyn wasn't able to handle the amount of alcohol she took, so she started throwing up. She made a break for the bathroom, and she threw up there as well. After what seemed for about 5 minutes, she said a random guy came up behind her, grabbed her by the waist, and dragged her to the nearest room. She then told me, he placed me on top of the bed, and then he raped me. You guys should listen to me because you guys are putting yourselves at risks without even knowing it, and I know how to stop it. In this speech, I will argue that California should reduce the legal drinking age from 21 to 18. I will talk about the current drinking age and what should be done about it. First, I will argue that if we reduce the legal, first I will argue that binge drinking is connected to sexual assaults. Second, I will argue that if we reduce the legal drinking age, we will have a decrease in sexual assaults. And finally, I will argue that if we reduce legal drinking age, we will not have an increase in DUI reports. So as you guys can see by what happened to Jocelyn is that this can happen to any one of us at any time and any place. What you guys cannot see is that these acts of sexual assaults are influenced by binge drinking. 43% of sexual assault incidents involve alcohol consumption by the victim, and 69% of sexual assault incidents involve alcohol consumption by the perpetrator. By Robin Gray, Executive Director of the Campus Safety Magazine. The problem being is that binge drinking is currently increasing in California. Despite the current drinking age being at 21, people under the age of 21 are still drinking, and when they're drinking heavily. A study shows that people from the ages of 18 to 20 had a 56% increase in binge drinking from the years of 1993 to 2001. This statistic took place after the legal drinking age rose to 21, and this statistic took place after the legal age rose to 21. This comes to prove that when the legal drinking age rose to 21, and there was a 56% increase in binge drinking, and that is a huge gap. And with binge drinking connecting to sexual assaults, we can't have this anymore. So, and with binge drinking connecting to sexual assault, we can't have this anymore. But how does binge drinking connect to sexual assault in the first place? Well, when enough alcohol is consumed in a short period of time, alcohol is a substance known to change people. And this is because alcohol interferes with the brain's communication pathways and interferes the way that the brain works and thinks. These descriptions can affect mood and behavior by ARG, which is an alcohol rehabilitation organization. This is often why you guys see many people sobbing over problems that you guys find irrelevant, or why you guys see two drunk people always trying to fight each other. My point being is that without having any evidence to back me up, you guys know from personal experience that alcohol is capable of expressing these emotions. Well, the same way it works for sexual feelings. A sexual feeling, a sexual want, a desire is magnified by alcohol and is turned into a sexual frustration. This sexual frustration is turned into sexual assault. The saddest part is that most of these people know what they're doing. A study by the College of American Health stated that 29% of men and 32% of women were only mildly buzzed when their incident occurred. So if they were only mildly buzzed when this happened, then why did their incident happen in the first place? This is because people acknowledge what's going on, but aren't in the correct state of mind to be making these decisions. So now that I talked to you guys a little bit about the problem, I want to take a moment to talk to you guys a little bit about the solution and steps that we're taking to bettering this in a way that will benefit us for our future. Well, a way to fight this problem would be to stop it at the source, which is in college. College drinking is at its peak right now. So with 60% of college students admitting to drinking in this past month, nearly 2 in every 3 of those college students are considered binge drinkers by Tam Dunn, coordinator of Greek Life. And So why do these college students find themselves week after week binge drinking? This is simply due to the social settings. Because in 1984, when the legal drinking age rose to 21, it closed off bars and other social gathering events where drinking was allowed to be done at 18. This forced them to attend these fraternity parties where alcohol flowed freely, and they became even more popular. So what would happen if we were to take this away from them, if we were to reduce the drinking age from 21 to 18? Well, first things first, did we custom more of a European style of drinking? There's places in Europe where the drinking age starts as young as 13 years old. 13 being the age where children are allowed to consume beer or wine with a parent or legal guardian, and 16 being the age where children are also able to drink beer or wine without a parent or legal guardian, and 18 being the age where they're considered an adult and they're able to drink distilled alcohol. So what would happen if we were to custom this European style of drinking? Not only would we make it a safer environment in the future for our drinking, but we will also decrease in sexual assaults. We would decrease sexual assault by 1 in 5 to 1 in 7 by journalist Ronnie Robin. So now that I talked to you guys a little bit about the solution and steps that we're taking to improving this, I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about your worries and concerns. So most of you guys probably think that if we were to reduce the legal drinking age to 18, that there would obviously be more DUI reports, right? Well, I wanted to read you guys a quote by MADD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which was the organization that influenced the rise of the legal drinking age. Well, they state that in 2010, the highest drinking and driving reports done were found from ages from 21 to 25, coming in at 24.3%, and the next being 18 and 20-year-olds coming in at 14.1%. This comes to prove that 1 in 4 DUI reports is due to the fact that the current legal drinkers of today. This problem isn't because of the people that were drinking before, but the legal drinkers of today. So, if we were to take a better approach in this, then we'd have a better and safer future for ourselves. Think about it as telling a high school senior not to have sex. Telling a high school senior not to have sex is like telling a dog not to pick up food that you dropped on the floor. My point being is that instead of telling these high school seniors not to have sex because they'll get pregnant and die, I'm telling you guys, why don't we educate them on this topic and help them prevent pregnancies. Same thing goes for alcohol abuse. If they're going to be doing it anyways, wouldn't it be better if we were to take a safer approach in this and start educating them from a younger age? So now that I talked to you guys a little bit about the problem and how I showed you guys that binge drinking connects to sexual assault, I shared with you guys some information on the steps that we're taking to improving this problem, and how I shared with you guys that the information that you guys first originally believed was false. I hope you guys can take this into consideration and not take Jocelyn's rape in vain. Thanks.